Christmas and a good week, I hope. And thankful for the chance to get this game against UCF at Disney. If you're playing right now with people that you love and you're doing it at Disney at the ESPN Center, I think it's a pretty special opportunity for us. Coming off of the St. Mary's game, at this point I feel like we're healthy. We got a couple knickknacks and a lot of travel, so we've been trying to manage our body and our rest while still getting 2 really good practices in, I thought. Hopefully we can respond from the time change, learn from the things that we could take from the St. Mary's game, and then apply them to a completely different style of play for UCF. St. Mary's tries to control the tempo, and UCF's not interested in that at all. They average 89 points a game. They're not scared to run. The threes will be flying from everywhere. And I thought when we played FCCU, we were going into that game expecting them to run with us. And after a little bit, they went zone and tried to stall us out because they had a hard time, I think, running with us. I don't guess that's going to happen this game, but we're ready for anything. The other thing is you see that when they get in trouble, they're going to their small ball lineup more often. So not only are they have to handle a really good point guard in Folks, who's doing a great job of setting everybody up, and all those shooters, we're going to have to handle Bull when they're big, and then the small ball lineup when they're different. So we spent a lot of time today and yesterday going through the 3 different things we think we can see, feel like we're as prepared as we can be, and then we'll give it a crack and see how they respond when they test. So great opportunity, and hopefully we'll get 3 days of rest and come back and get ready for league play. So any questions you have?
Hey, Coach, go Bears. First of all, love the hat. But first of all, what did you guys kind of learn from that St. Mary's game, and how quickly do you think you were kind of able to execute those adjustments you wanted to make?
I mean, we learned what we unfortunately probably felt prior, which is we've got to go and play quad 1 games, and we called a lot of teams in our area and kind of got a lot of no's. And St. Mary's is somebody who said yes, and we had to fly 6 hours. We could have flew to London in the same amount of time. And then get off a plane and play a game in 3 time zones against a really good top 30 team at home. It's a difficult task, but one that we can't be scared to take. If you got any chance of being in that large bid, you're going to have to risk some things. And you're going to have to not say, let's play every game that we can win. We're going to have to challenge ourselves. I thought defensively in the first half, we were really solid. They shot 41% from the field, 12% from 3. We missed 11 wide open layups. And I felt like that game should have been 38-34, 38-36 going into half. And then the second half, they got really comfortable at home and found ways to kind of finish at the rim. And then the free throw margin, to me, was a big differentiator. And then we said this all along, when we out-rebound teams, we win, and when we don't, we don't. And they're a huge team. So we're going to carry our first half defense with us. We're going to understand that rebounding is a tipping point for us. And then we're going to get ready for the fact that we're not going to see a lot of teams that play that pace and that size in our league, and UCF certainly won't be that. So we'll take the physicality from them, and then we'll move on, and we'll realize that's a tough place to play and use it to get better.
Hey, Coach. Following up on what Robbie said, obviously the team had a lot of competitive stretches against St. Mary's, especially during the first half, but only so much can be done when turnovers continue to happen, and the physicality on the glass where you saw plus 14 rebound differential between the 2 teams. What were the biggest takeaways that you got about the team when it comes to maximizing the strengths and limiting the weaknesses as much as possible?
Yeah, one real good takeaway. I mean, I thought the turnover margin was 14-13. So did we take care of it? Not like we wanted to, but I think that's not where it was. I thought the free throw line and the free throws were real, and the rebounding was real. One thing we can take away for sure, Josiah gave us some small ball minutes against a 7-3 guy. And when you go into games like that, you wonder if you've got to match size with size or if you can really pull them from the hoop. So he showed an ability to take a really good center who's, they're going to be top 1 or 2 in that league with Gonzaga. And he had a good game. Second thing is, for the first time, I feel like we found a Maxine that showed what he can do on the offensive glass. And then there was a physicality that really helped us. They did everything they could to tackle D. Will at the rim, Dev Williams, and not let him be a shot blocker. And so we did find some wrinkles with our small ball and Maxime that I thought was a benefit. And then at the end of the day, we're going to have to get used to some things. I thought that they put Devin Vanderpool right at the top of their scouting report, and it's the first team that guarded him well. And Dev will grow from that. I think that's a really positive thing. We can't be scared of that. He's going to have to deal with that in the league. We played most teams twice. They're going to be very used to who he is. And we're going to need a little bit more from Dev and Kanan and some other guys. But the positivity of the defense and then the positivity of what we were able to do with the 5 to counter them, I thought was some things we'll take away.
And speaking of Kanan, obviously the 3-ball has been up and down for him this season. Just under 29%. He has nights where he's rolling with the 3-ball and times when he's not. What have you told? What are some things that you've told him to like not be discouraged with the 3-point streakiness and to like keep finding the right spots for him to keep making those threes and become more efficient, especially once conference play arrives?
Yeah, I'm not going to be discouraged by that overall. We're scoring 83 points a game. I think the rebounding and defense is where we're going to focus. We're right about 36% from 3. I'd love to be at 38 as a team, but 30 as a team is unbelievable. These things go through ebbs and flows, and I imagine Kane will have a hot second semester. The reality is he played a little bit with injuries, and you guys have seen that at FGCU. He was out a week. And then I thought he played a little bit for us with a bad back in his cross-country flight. So there's some things we just don't share that he's going to play through. But we'll find some health and peace over this break. The 3 or 4 days off will be good for him. And I've got every belief in the fact that he's going to make sense.